Good afternoon, folks. Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN. Thanks for joining in, kicking off your afternoon right here with me. A few technical issues. We got through it, folks, and we got a market. Positive territory right now, green across the board. We kick it off with an S&P coming right into the highs. Now, that was all-time highs yesterday, 76.32. We just got to a high within 1/4 of a point of that all-time high intraday, 76.32 on the S&Ps, and right now we're positive by 8 points, trading at 76.22. NASDAQ 100, we hit an all-time high at about noon Eastern time. We're just off that price level, up 101 points, up 0.3%, 30,667. The Dow, as I mentioned in the update at the top of the hour, quite an acceleration right out of the gate. Caterpillar surging higher, Goldman catching a bid, two very expensive price-weighted stocks in that Dow, up 0.5%, 51,000. 413, yeah, just over those highs of yesterday as well. That's an all-time high in the Dow as well. And you get the Russell just off all-time highs right now. But the Russell up by 0.9%, up 25 points, trading at 29.34. Watch out in crypto, folks. Quite a decline. Crypto in the last 3 weeks is down $15,000 from 82,000 to 67,000, just like that. We're challenging the lows of late March, and you got lows out there from February at about 60,000. But man, we got some price spread in Bitcoin off by 6%. Crude catching a bid, up by $1.64, up 1.8% to 93.80. You take a look at the volume in crude right now. Not quite where we were yesterday at 288,000 contracts, but nonetheless, you catch a bid from about the $90 price point. We jump over to yields right now. You get the 10-year. Sim with the yield. We have a little bit of higher price, lower yield, 4.46. 4.46 is the number. Now, you were above 4.5 early yesterday. And right now, though, 4.46. Still an elevated yield, to put it lightly. The dollar chopping around above 99, 99.21 on the dollar. Gold right now up $11 at 45.17. Gold under pressure with metals. Silver up by 26 cents. Silver earlier in the session, overnight, trading as high as 77.35. We're at 75.51. And how about that VIX? 1577. Very little volatility premium in a market that makes all-time highs almost on a daily basis. Now, you take a look at the heat map. It's the chip stocks, baby. Information technology, right? Pretty amazing that on a daily basis. Now, Marvel is leading the way today. Okay, Jensen Huang talking about the Marvel is going to be $1 trillion company. Well, they got a long way to go because they're only at $248 billion right now, and that's after they're up 30% from the close yesterday, and that's after they were up 10% on Monday. Amazing, right? Whew, $284 from 200 to kick off Monday morning. Quite a market, but it's across the board right now. Okay, Lam up another 5% to 332. How about Qualcomm? Up 6.2%. But guess what? We're just back to where we were at 4 a.m. Monday. Whew, talk about volatility, man. Texas Instruments up 4%. AMAP up 5.7. CLAC up 4.6. Cisco. Let's take a look at Cisco up 5%. Look at this move. Look at this move, baby. Cisco 127.70. You jump over to Google shares. So Google comes out last night. They're pushing out $80 billion to raise money for AI. You accelerate on the open. We catch a little bit of bid. But this is reverberating. As Google's down $12, you're down by 3.2% right now. Microsoft's off more than 4% right now. Amazon off 1.1%. Meta slightly in the green after trading lower dramatically on Monday. You jump over to Tesla, up 1.25%. But yeah, how about just Google, Microsoft, poof. Amazon, not so much. We jump over to Apple shares. Look at Apple. Oof. Apple up 2.9%. You got a little bit of a rotation from Microsoft and Google to Apple there. Those two getting clobbered. And as I mentioned on the Dow, how about Caterpillar? Up by 5%. Caterpillar opens near 873. We're at 906. Let's take a look at this thing. Oof, look at the way this thing traded lower on volume, and we're bouncing on light volume. Even today, look at the lack of volume today in Caterpillar. Huge day, huge acceleration, and you're only doing 1.5 million shares right now, and you're bumping into this high. Not what you want to see. Jump over to Marvel. That's what you like to see, baby. That's the volume you like to see. Okay? That's a great dichotomy there when you look at those two and how you trade, right? Marvel, that's what you like to see. That doesn't mean you can't pull back, okay? But you compare that to the way the Caterpillar's gapping today on very little volume, up by 5% nonetheless. And Microsoft, hey, Microsoft's almost the other way around, right? Look at the acceleration higher on volume. Forgive me. You peak out a bit, and then we're pulling back today on vapor-thin volume on Microsoft, down by 4%. You caught quite an acceleration yesterday, up to 466, and we're backing off on lighter volume. All right, let's take a look at some of the home builders. So Lennar. Yeah, I mean, $80 is the floor in 2022. Back it up further than that. You're talking about highs out here near $70 in 2005. That was the same area you got to in 2018. Yeah, what you don't like is this pullback in March. Let's put it to a weekly. What you do have out here is all this volume back here in November, when it looked like you were catching a bid, and boom, you rip lower. You want to see some more volume in some of these equities. Not quite there just yet. You check out D.R. Horton. Yeah, just waiting for a sign of strength. Now, 2 weeks from tomorrow, we got a new Fed chair meeting, Mr. Warsh. We'll see if he makes a statement, what kind of statement he's going to make. But rates, 4.46, quite a 10-year, man. Especially when you think about the fact that we had a 3 handle coming into March, right? But guess what, folks? With crude pushing $94, the cost of capital and yields, yeah, 4.46. We're coming back with our man Basil Chapman, folks. We'll be right back.